Our next player is another fella from sort of down under, so to speak. He's from Australia. He's well versed in all the musical languages, I understand, and he's extended great effort to get here today. You might tell him a little about that, Tommy. But ladies and gentlemen, meet Tommy Emmanuel.
Thank you very much. It's nice. Thank you very much. The stress meter on my life just went down a little, so that's a good thing. Now I can sit down and play the guitar, which is what I come a long way to do. I want to thank Bruce Matisky for loaning me his guitar. This is an Australian-made guitar. I have one as well, but mine is a little bit quieter than this one right now. I had some work done on it in Los Angeles last week, and the guy said to me as he stuck the knife in my back, "It'll work!" But anyway, it didn't. So thankfully, a fellow Australian was there to help me out. So thank you, Bruce. So I'm going to start out with, well, I'd like to play Beethoven's 7th Symphony for you this afternoon, but I don't know it. So I'm going to have to play something else a little more country. Oh, I just put those new strings on Bruce and the neck just moved for you. There you go. Here's a title track from an album that was released. Actually, it wasn't released, it escaped into the shops back in 1988. And this is called Up From Down Under. Can't wait to hear it myself. Here's a song features my bass player, Tom's thumb. This is a little duet for one, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to side read this. There it is. Well, I must tell you that when I was 7 years of age, I heard the great Chet Atkins on the radio in Australia. I can remember the very moment. In fact, I was sitting on the windowsill of the old car that we had. It was one of those cars that had the radio where the valves had to warm up, and all that had one little speaker at the top, and everything was all metal, you know, and it didn't rust. And anyway, so I'm sitting there with this wire coat hanger out the window with a piece of wire, trying to tune in a station. I'm wiggling all around, hanging on for my life. My father's at the wheel, and I heard this. And of course, I nearly fell out of the car. And I said, you know, I'm turning it up till it distorts. That's better. And I said, listen to that, you know. And my father said, don't take any notice to that, son. He said, it's them damn Yankees. He said, it's a recording trick. So there you go. That was, and I listened to the song from start to finish, and of course, then I was chasing everybody who had a Chet Atkins record or had even seen a photo of him from a distance. And I had to work out what was going on, so I eventually did. And by the time I was 11, I had collected about 30 of Chet's albums, and I saw there was an address on the back of one of them, you know, to RCA Records, so I wrote to him, and I'll be damned, I got a letter back with a photo and everything. And as you can imagine, from a kid from the bush, as we call it, in Australia, to get a letter from someone like that was just the most incredible experience. And that's the kind of guy Chet is. And not only did he send me a photo and a letter, but, you know, invited me to visit him anytime I came to the United States. Well, you know, it wasn't until 1980 that I took him up on that invitation. And I'd saved all my life to come here, and I came here in 1980. I stayed at the Holiday Inn there, and I had Chet's office number, you know, so I'm calling, you know, every 5 minutes. And so, of course, he's, you know, playing golf, he's doing this, he's doing that, he's a busy guy. Anyway, so 4 days go by, and I haven't slept yet. You know, I'm so excited. I'm like this, I'm sitting up watching squirrels go by. Unbelievable. And I just couldn't believe that I was here, you know, in Music City, USA. Anyway, so I'm sitting there with my guitar in that park across the road from the Holiday Inn, playing the guitar all day and all night, watching squirrels and joggers and drunks. There was more squirrels, though, thank heavens, than drunks. But anyway, on the 4th day, I call him up and he answers the phone. And I said, it's Tommy Emmanuel from Australia. And he said, wow, I was just listening to one of your tapes, you know, and I thought, oh, sure, babe. And anyway, so he said, come on down. So I got in the car and I tried to find the gear lever, and I got in there and I raced down to Music Row and waited downstairs, and he came down the stairs, you know, and he walked up to me, put his arm around me, and he says, you want to pick a little? And I thought, is there a mustache in Mexico? I thought, there's a